Hello. That is my official introduction.
That was the sound of Kenny dying.
That was the sound of like the entire world melting,
including
I hope
Kenny.
You enjoyed.
Excellent.
So yeah, we're all here.
So yeah, welcome to Wardog Podcast.
Special guest this week.
Even though he was a special guest before.
No, he wasn't.
He's been on the podcast before.
No, he hasn't. That's why I had to make a nameplate special before we started today.
Who else has been on it then?
We had Real Faction, Bailey.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I keep confusing all three of. Well, no, I confuse him with Wolf
and Real
because
Faction
he's just as argumentative as Wolf.
Yep. So yeah, we have Latoshi joining us on the podcast, and fuck my life, unprofessional. I'm sorry.
You could have just said that. You didn't have to type it.
Yeah, you could have just said it out loud.
You can speak, Aaron.
Not when I have my mic muted.
I say.
Oh.
Why would you mute your mic?
Because he's still in game.
Oh,
because
he's
away.
still clicking.
Clickety click 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 click.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
I'd say so. Aaron is in a game right now. He will be joining kinda a little bit and stuff.
I am also.
Yeah. They'll be more active in the podcast during later parts because of things, but
yes.
We're here.
I'm
with
almost
all the
done.
usual people.
But yes, board access was denied.
Yeah,
Okay.
that means you have to sign up for an account. Unfortunately.
I did.
Did you? Oh, shit.
need to send. You have to send him an invite.
Yeah, I
board
do have
host.
to send in the invite. Share email address. I should not be doing this on the stream.
Yeah.
No, you shouldn't.
Well,
Now you.
You should have made one earlier, like people were saying.
Professionalism.
Yes. Seriously.
Yep.
Professionalism went out the window when we got involved.
Okay.
I'm sorry. The first time this board thing was mentioned to me was podcast starting in 3, 2,
Yeah.
1.
That was our fault. We forgot to foreplan. Okay. Now,
Didn't say
Plan that word.
yeah, email address. Type it in the Wardog chat.
He did already.
Okay.
I can see his picture now.
Okay. Well, news. Dylan, did you upload that thing?
I have not yet.
Damn it, Dylan.
Well, excuse me.
Well, at some point this
Princess.
week, we'll have a logo in Warframe. My brain could not make that sentence happen. No, we'll have a logo uploaded in Warframe for our clan, which means now is the time to join us, everybody.
Yeah, they spent a bunch of money so that they could do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Also, the invite has been sent. You can
Man.
use the link to access the board properly.
I have not played Warframe in forever.
Yeah, they
I
updated a
haven't
shit
either.
ton.
Oh yeah, it's pretty good. I've been
Oh,
enjoying
wait,
it.
that is not. Wait, where? Oh,
See, I don't play it anymore because I don't have anyone to play with, and I know Coco's probably going to be like, "You can play with me."
No, we can't until
Bitch
we
ass
get you a
game
hard
is
line.
bitch ass.
Yeah.
board was not found. Access denied.
What the
Click-
frick? Okay, well, I guess check your email for the invite, and we'll just have to continue without you or something because silly shit. This is the most
Like we've been
unprofessional
doing
podcast
the
so far.
entire time.
Yep.
Yeah, it's okay. You don't have to be on the board. It's just watch the stream.
Also, I'm going to mention the other special guest that we have with us is Skype.
Yep.
Say hello, Skype.
Hello, Skype.
Oh, sorry, you can't hear him because he's in the bitch house.
Yep. Fucking
Skype's a bitch.
Because Skype is
Skype Y.
failing. Skype Y.
Skype
Skype.
boy.
So, yeah,
We
games
need
we've
a
been playing.
new chat thing.
Oh, I've got a huge rant to go on, so everyone else go.
Ooh, I've been playing State of Decay Year 1 Edition because it was on sale for like 15%. Like that's how much it cost. So it was like 85% off. It was amazing. It's really fun zombie survival. Except for it's actually fun. Also
Wow!
I know.
Holy shit!
Also, The Witcher, not The Witcher. My brain just died. I can't find it on my games list now either. My brain can't remember the title of this game for whatever.
Describe it.
It's the new Lord of the Rings one that came out where you're the ranger.
Shadow of Mordor.
Shadow of Mordor.
Shadow of Mordor.
I got that. It's on sale for $20 plus the Game of the Year edition or the like DLC season pass thing. $20 on Bundle Stars right now.
On Bundle Stars. I was gonna say I
it's-
need to fucking buy that shit. Holy crap.
It's usually it gives you a Steam key.
Yeah, but still.
It's usually $80 for that same package, so definitely worth it. And oh my god, it's a fun game, and Kenny, you'd love the shit out of it.
How long is it going to be on sale for?
Long enough that if I need to buy it for you right now, I can do that.
Okay, well, if
I would
I'm
get it
going to
myself.
get it at that
My
price,
system won't run it.
Because I won't have money until next month because I spent it all on a graphics card this month.
Yeah.
So,
I need to save money so I can so I can get a better computer that'll actually run all of my games. Because right now, about a little under a fifth or a sixth of my games won't run properly on my system.
What would your budget be?
Yeah, it's on sale for 6 more days, so we can do that later.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll be buying that, but later. I've got I get $9 an hour, and I work 40 hours a week.
Mm-hmm.
What would your budget be? Like, what would be reasonable for you?
Well, I have to pay $300 a month in rent, so that's all of my rent combined right there. So what? $800 a month?
Wait, what's
Or
that?
Sarah right now?
So you would want a computer that's around $800?
For
No, I'm going to be
something
saving
you
money
can save.
because
Dude, if in 3 months we could build you a gaming computer. Easy.
I'm building it.
that's if I don't buy anything in the intermittent time that includes games and things like that.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be saving money because there's a lot of things I need to do.
Just remember, summer sale is coming up in like the next couple of days.
Oh yeah, I know. It's gonna. I'm gonna
The
be
only
so
thing-
fucking. Plus 5, but can't spend money.
I know.
Ow!
yeah.
Sorry,
Fucking
I
ears.
can't help it.
It's
I have to
natural.
buy so many things, but I can't buy so many things, and it just pisses me off right now.
It's okay. We understand. I
The only
sold.
thing I'm going for is Dark Souls 2.
I
If
sold.
that goes on sale and I buy it, I'm done. I don't care anything else about the sale.
If you pay any more than $5, I'm sorry.
Well, since the Scholar of the First Sin plus Dark Souls that I'm going to be getting, it's probably going to be at least $15, which I'm still okay with $15 because I'm probably going to get a couple, easily 15 hours worth of.
Yeah, I was gonna
Join
say,
content.
the single player campaign is kind of garbage, but I'm sure you'll actually get your money's worth by playing PvP.
Yeah, I'm pretty much going into it for the PvP aspect. After I play through the story on stream through my first playthrough, I will be good. That's it.
Which you need to let me know about because I totally want to watch that.
I will allow you to watch all of it forever.
Yeah,
So you're
even if
doing
I'm
it
even
just
if I
single
can't.
player, or are you going to have help running through it if you need help?
I'm not having help.
No,
Oh, he's blind playthroughing.
if anything,
if this game is as what everyone says easier than Dark Souls, I should have no problem.
exactly. If anything, I'll probably, if I'm on the mic with him, I will do everything in my power to get him killed. There's a secret. Jump off of that ledge.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, that's the thing.
Jordan, there's
You know
an
what else would be
ambush
really
behind
funny?
you.
Aye,
I'm
there's
going
some
to,
treasure in that pit. You can make it, I'm sure.
Jordan, there's an ambush in that room. There actually is an ambush in that room.
Roger fucking Roger. God
Opens the
damn.
door, doesn't bother paying attention,
Bastard.
gets ambushed and dies.
No. See, I'm not allowing anyone to be on a Skype call with me. And I'm going to have a very strict rule and check.
Oh,
Tell me what
that's
to do, you're getting timed out. And if you tell me what to do after you come back, I'm banning you. So,
Ooh.
I'm not fooling around. No one tells me shit about this game. I've purposely went through watching all Dark Souls 2 PvP without looking at any story content or whereabouts to where things are. I am 100%
Blind place.
like fucking ignorant about this game, and I'm going to keep it that way.
I mean, it's not
But-
exactly
okay.
100% blind, but
But I wanted to be there for it and commentate with you.
Oh well.
yeah, but Skype Y anyway,
Sorry.
so it wouldn't.
Yeah,
work out.
until my Skype is fixed, like if you drop, I'm not adding you back in because I'm
Yeah.
not going to have the inconsistency in that stream. So
So until Skype fixes its shit, it doesn't matter anyway. But
yeah, shooting people down. Yeah.
let's see who else. Who else wants to talk about games that they
Games
play?
you've played in the last
Games
week.
you've played in the last week.
Wait. Oh.
That means go, Dylan.
Yeah, that means Dylan or Aaron.
I've been pretty much between Warframe and work, actually, most of this week.
You started
Work
up
is
our
a
games,
game.
right?
Pretty much. Work has been consuming my life, so I can't play video games all that much. So
Work
it's
is your new
essentially my
MMO.
game for now.
Work is your new
Yes.
MMO. There's other people who are also playing who are just as miserable as you.
RPG.
So wait, you're playing World of Warcraft?
Pretty much, he's playing World of Warcraft. I mean, he works at Walmart. That's pretty
he's
much
playing the MMORPG version of Walmart.
Oh, Goat Simulator.
Yes.
Arcade is another thing that I've been trying out, along with the other guys.
Yeah.
But it kind of kills my computer, so I kind of had to uninstall it. I'm going to reinstall it without the Steam to get in the way,
I still need to get that sometime.
and I'm going to
Maybe.
try it that way and
If
see if it still
Dylan's
crashes my
laptop
computer.
can't run it, your computer can't run it.
That doesn't mean I can't form a guild or be in the guild with you
Oh,
guys
that's
so you
true.
can build a ship.
That's
Mhm.
Oh wait, I guess Coco doesn't want me there, so I guess I just won't do that.
Pirate!
Okay,
Arrgh.
just misconstrue my words.
I love how
There
he
you
was
go.
the one that actually pitched that too. You're like, you should create a profile anyway so we could build a ship. And
Actually, that
now
was
he
me.
told me no.
Well,
Okay. Got nothing else.
So, okay. Well, Taco
Special
and I
guest,
both have,
Aaron.
like, long rants. So,
hmm
so Sekko.
me.
He said Dark Souls
Nothing.
2. That's what he was
Okay.
looking forward to playing.
No, that's not what we're. That's not the topic right now.
That doesn't mean he didn't
What
have
is
input.
rants?
No. Like, games I've been playing has just been... Well, if you guys realize I was playing Might and Magic Heroes 5...
yeah, I saw you log on to that last night.
Yeah, it was awesome. I decided to play a 2 versus 1 map, and I was the 1, and I destroyed the fuck out of them.
Good Jorb. Maybe you'll
They-
stand a chance against me sometime.
Flip
Probably
Good.
not.
Probably not.
Because I did something that Kenny did one time where whenever I leveled up, I spec'd into the lucky skill that was available at the time.
Yep.
And
All the way.
if you just hammer yourself onto luck, you will never lose.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
luck
so
is the
OP.
most OP freaking shit ever. Like, I had a little group of, like, 300 archer centaur guys, and, like, this guy had, like, 12 giant freaking ogres. It was, like, enough to easily one-shot that entire squadron, but I one-shot his entire squadron.
Critical hits for
I'm
the
just-
win.
Yeah, critical hit, and I'm just like, I love luck. Luck is nice.
Yeah, luck is best
Luck is
spat,
nice.
or
Critical
stat.
hit.
Spat.
Critical hit.
Luck is best
On
spatula.
everything.
Luck is the best method of cooking food
With a spatula.
with a spatula.
Let's add lettuce and cheeseburgers and tacos and come out with cake.
Yes.
Well, if you're epic meal times, then yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yep.
That's luck stat for you in that game.
Throw some bacon on that bitch, and you got it. You got a YouTube show.
Okay.
Okay,
No, then you have bacon cake.
Aaron.
Yeah.
What have you been playing this week?
Yes. What do you play, Aaron?
Not an
Oh, man. so quiet?
Especially
Why are you
since,
so
like-
quiet?
What do I play?
Yeah.
What have you played in the last week?
I mean, just in general, because he's the guest, so he's
A
not
lot
going to
of
be here
things.
every week.
A lot of things.
Well, I mean,
Top 3.
yeah, like, just give us a little rundown. Anything.
Top 3 games. that
Top
you've
3
played
by
or-
time played or like.
Whatever, your favorite.
Just
Whatever
in
you
general.
feel like
Favorite
talking
games.
about.
Whatever you feel like talking about.
Let's see. I've been playing Mobby, of course.
Yo.
I've played a little bit of Heroes of the Storm, Blizzard's new not RTS, MOBA. It's actually not that bad as far as MOBAs go.
It's the Mario Kart of MOBA.
And I got back into playing some Warhammer 40k Dawn of War 2 Soulstorm.
Oh god, Warhammer. Oh shit.
It's the end of
Oh, shut the
world
hell
as
up.
we know it.
Like good
Somebody
good game.
mad.
Good game, just like oh my god, like playing real Warhammer, so much money gone.
Oh yeah, like the RTS is fun and you don't have to sink a whole bunch of money into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I sold all of my little like guys that I painted myself and everything, this guy's like, "Well, I'll give you $100 for all of them, but if you dip them in paint thinner and get your paint off of them, I'll pay you $200 instead." I'm like, "I don't have any paint thinner. Here, I'll sell you all of them for $100." I spent like $800 back when I was like, I don't know, 14 years old, something like that, 12, 14, in that area. That's a lot of money. And I only sold them for $100. And I blew that $100 on Pokemon cards, and now I'm sad. But I got a shiny Entei. I got a nice shiny Entei card.
Man,
What's the
shit,
sound
man.
of
Back
the
in,
Is that okay?
back in the day, I remember when shiny holographic Charizard was the shit.
It is still the shit.
Face
I
desk.
used to work in the nerd
Face
store, and
desk.
we used to sell those for like,
Face
I
desk.
think the Shadowless Border First Edition holographic is, I think $450 right now, $500.
Face desk.
Nerd.
Why is
No, I
Dylan
just like
face
card.
desk
I just like card value.
Oh no,
Like-
I'm just saying that it was funny that
Because
you're like,
card
oh, the
games
shadowless
that are,
border first
you know,
edition. holographic.
Very
I was
important
like,
right now.
Oh.
Well,
And
we
then I've
have
been
like
playing
we have like
Hearthstone.
3 of them, and some random dude with a suitcase like walks up, and he just looks in the case and immediately just points at that and goes, "How much for all 3 of those?" And my manager totaled it up. He's like, it's going to be like nearly $1,500. He's like, "I will take them." I'm like, "Oh my god, I want your money. Give me your money."
Yeah, that's impressive.
I wish I could just walk into a store and be like, "How much for these 3 really crappy little items?" "Oh, like $1,005 billion. You know, 1,005 billion's the new number."
Yay for paying like hundreds and hundreds of dollars for pieces of cardboard.
Yeah, pieces of cardboard. Like, give me a nice vector machine and a cardboard printer with sticker paper.
Hey, don't get me started.
I will make you them.
Don't get me started on card prices. Magic the Gathering's probably the worst of it. You get like an alpha edition Black Lotus, and people will pay $4,000 for the damn thing.
Oh lord.
Actually, that's up to $7,000 right now.
My point stands. It has been reinforced. Thank you, Seko.
We've been
My
reclassified
Magic-
as a banter podcast.
My Magic the
So-
Gathering collection, now that I'm looking over there at all the huge
I would
stacks
think
of cards, I probably have over like $3,000 worth of Magic the Gathering cards in my possession.
Wall of text.
I got heavy into Magic. Like, Magic was my shit. Like,
Wall of text.
yeah, wall of text. Like, wall of text level, that's my shit.
So I'm gonna ask
I
a
will-
question. Is that Takamura?
Yes.
Yes.
That is Takamura.
Mhm.
You know, it's funny that you put Takamura as my picture. I still don't even know who Takamura is, nor do I care.
Oh,
See,
no.
I
get
had
out.
so many
Get out.
Takamura faces that I just was like, I'll just use
Just-
a random Takamura face as the placeholder.
Just
He is-
saying. 3 of the members in this Skype call right now are using Takamura faces as their Skype
Yep.
profile.
You know what?
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
we
just move our Skype window over, just so you can see. This is our Skype profiles right now.
Mm-hmm. We the
So
best.
yeah. So that's
Yep.
a thing.
We win the internet.
The internet
It's-
to win.
It's been proven we win the internet.
But I guess I'll go next because my rants are shorter than tacos.
Oh, God.
So
Probably didn't get it that long.
yeah, so let's see. First off, I've been playing I'm not even going to try to hide the fact that I pirated this game. It is a DS game called Jump Ultimate Stars. It is not a game that
Was that
has
the fighting
ever
game?
been released outside of the US, but basically it was a Japan-only manga-based fighting game. Kind
Played
of
it.
like the Shonen Jump version of Smash Brothers, in a way.
There is one
Played
that
it.
came to America.
There is one, but
I have-
this is not that one. This one has like
I have the Japanese
40-something
import.
different mangas.
I have the Japanese import of it.
Nice. I have an actual, like, fan-translated English ROM of it.
I played it in all Japanese, and it was terrible because I didn't know where everything was.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Playing
But
that game
I
in English
always-
is like a requirement if you want to be able to understand.
Oh no, I figured out everything just by playing it. It was a lot of trial and error. Don't get me wrong, but it was fun.
I've always thought that
See,
about
this
Monster
is why you
Hunter.
learn Japanese first. Then you can actually understand everything.
No,
Yeah.
you immerse yourself for months on end with no English contact, and you will learn the language. I swear.
Yeah, this is why you moved to Japan.
Aaron disappears for a week, reappears like a couple days later, and you go, Aaron, what happened? We thought you were dead. He goes, "Hakame no Oreo."
Welcome to the most
Not
racist
a week.
person in our
Not a
podcast.
week. Not a
Okay.
week. 8 months.
I'm just gonna
No,
put
no,
this
no,
out
no,
here.
no, no.
The reason you don't want to go, or the reason you don't want to move to Japan, is because if you move to Japan, you will get a lot of people staring at you with a really funny look on their face. Something kind of similar to this.
So, Kenny, aside from the fact that
let
your
me
entire
just
thing
say-
got derailed, you should continue.
If I ever go to an East Asian country such as Japan, I'm probably going to be deported immediately after being arrested. Like,
Why? Might I
Because
ask?
he's racist.
let's just say
He'd be
let's
walking
just
around
say
ching
they
ching
don't-
chong ching ching chong. That'd be Jordan in Japan.
No, I'll be walking into like one of their corner stores and I'll be like, "Hey, I will take this for 500 yen," and then the guy goes, "Oh, it's a 750 yen," and then I punch the shit out of him. How dare
Walks
you
into
raise
a
the
pump.
price on me?
Comes from a country that strives off of capitalism. Goes to a company that strives off company. Goes to a country that strives off of capitalism. Tries to barter.
Seems legit. But yeah, no, Japan, it's not like it's overpopulated with people who are racist, but there are enough people who are racist that you're guaranteed to meet one at least once a day. And they're
Yeah, and they're
guaranteed to give you a really dirty look and talk, like, insult you under their breath.
Hey, it's like going to Hawaii and going outside of the resorts.
Hey, it's like going to California.
Oh yeah, that too.
It's like touristing anywhere in the world.
Going to California
Like
and not
people
being
who
from
tourist
California.
here to Utah, I always look at them like, "Why don't you go back to your own?"
Why are you a tourist in Utah? Like seriously, get out.
Yeah, what
Exactly.
what
Tourists!
is here that is worth
Get
your
my
time?
shotgun.
Whoa,
Wrong tourist.
Whoa, Dylan. Whoa, I mean, they're tourists. They're not zombies.
No,
Thank God.
I think he was thinking
Point,
that
they're
guy was a
tourists.
terrorist.
They're tourists. That's why I filled my shotgun with beanbags.
That
Beanbag
is a
shotgun.
weird shotgun.
A tourist, it's a terrorist that goes on tours.
Now beanbag them to death.
But yeah,
Those things
aside
actually
from-
hurt, by the
Yeah.
way.
Are you guys sure I'm the racist one here? I'm not sitting here like I'm gonna shoot every like.
No, we're not
person
being
who lives in-
racist. We're
in
just
Utah.
profiling.
Just straight
That's-
up like
that's-
he's gonna go on like a shooting spree.
We didn't say what race that the terrorist was. He's
Yeah.
totally not Iranian.
Definitely.
And we are now
they're
being monitored
Californians.
by the FBI and the CIA. And Homeland
Let's just add the NSA to that. Child porn. Done.
God damn it.
yeah.
Let's get this conversation happening.
Okay,
Move on to the next
and deleting from the record. Moving on.
This
Yeah.
is why we should play Cards Against Humanity.
Seriously, tonight.
So,
Let's do it tonight.
do prop
okay. Fine.
I'm game for that, I
No,
suppose.
we can't do prop hunt yet because not all of us have the resources because Kenny hasn't let us borrow a CS
Yep.
Slash yet.
Yeah,
that
that's
will
a thing
only
we played
take
the other day.
like that'll only take like an hour maximum to do that. So
What,
we
to set it
could-
up or to play it?
To set it up.
Oh, well, start setting it up in like half an hour, and by the time you're done, we'll be able to start as soon as this is over.
Okay. So, getting back to my topic because I wanted to. I've also been playing. Well, I might as well say it. We all played Gmod Prop Hunt
Oh,
the
yeah.
other day.
Aww.
Oh
Yes,
yeah, Gmod Prop Hunt. I forgot we
Yeah.
actually did that.
We would have invited you, Taco, but I'm pretty sure you were offline or busy or something.
I was
I
working
use
yesterday.
it for-
Yeah, so that's why we didn't. We also invited Latoshi, who didn't respond at all day.
I just felt bad because I didn't work for the last 2 days, and then yesterday
sorry,
was
some
when
of
you
us
guys chose
sleep.
to.
Well, that's because Kenny decided he was gonna get off his ass and figure out the servers.
Yep, for like 2 fucking hours. I'm gonna just put this as a disclaimer out there. If you ever want to play Gary's Mod Prop Hunt, just join a server. Don't make one. Don't host your own server. It's the worst. Like, I've run Minecraft servers, I've run servers, I've run like dedicated servers for all kinds of different programs, even other Source Engine games. Gmod is by far the worst. It is so
gonna say,
hard to set up.
exactly.
Running an server is not a feat at all.
Well, I
Yeah.
does use Valve server systems.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
all
but
like in
like-
order to create an server, all you have to do is port forward, and that's it.
Yeah, for
Port
Gmod,
forwarding
it's
is
like
easy as fuck.
obviously you have to port forward, but then you have to like download a special command line Steam thing, and then use that to download the dedicated server, and then set up the dedicated server, and go through like a million different steps to fucking do the right thing. It's the worst. Setting up Gmod servers is the devil, and I hate it.
That said, we should set up our own TF2 server.
No,
No. No.
let's
No. No. Give me my shotgun so I can shoot him. Please, with my beanbags.
But. Okay, if it's
Bop,
beanbags.
bop, 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 bop.
So, the other games, let's see. I've also played some PS2 games.
Yes.
So
yes, we
yesterday, Seko and I met up, and he brought his PS2 over to my house.
Finally,
Yep, and so now I
does
have
that mean I
this
can bring my games
beautiful-
back over?
This beautiful. Yes, give me all of your PS2 games.
I'm not giving them to you, but you can use them.
Lend me indefinitely all of your PS2 games.
Done.
Cool.
Hello-
But
and,
yeah,
and what was great about this is that we pretty much like went from playing One Piece Grand Battle, a crappy Shonen Jump battle game.
oh, it was great.
It's so bad it's good. Like it's that awesome. And
It's a great, terrible game.
we cycled through a couple games. We hopped onto a little bit of Armor Core 2, and that was really short lived because we didn't
Was
have
Armor- Go ahead.
Yeah, we didn't have the code breaker that we usually would to get ourselves infinite money so we can instantly upgrade our shit. So we gave up on that.
Yeah, the
Oh,
game
so I
has a
need to-
way long startup.
So,
Do I need to
oh
bring
my
that
God.
too? Because
So-
I have one of those too.
question about Armor Core 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it made by FromSoft?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought
that's why
is
was
Armored
previous
Core made by
FromSoft
FromSoft?
franchise.
Like,
That's
literally,
awesome, dude.
I will say this. FromSoft is really good at making the shittiest controls for a video game ever.
But they're the
yeah.
best.
They
Uh,
made
video
Armor
games.
Core 2's fucking terrible ass control system.
But it's
I sat there running into a wall for like 5 minutes during match, going fuck.
I was gonna say, 'cause-
Hey,
hitting buttons, fuck.
At least it wasn't the original Armored Core, because you had to use a D-pad for everything in that.
Dude, the
You-
Souls
yeah,
games have
that's the
amazing
same in two.
controls, in my
Oh,
opinion.
is it?
The only
Yeah,
PS2
like,
Armored
D-pad
Core
is
that uses
the
the analog
biggest
sticks is Nexus.
See, Nexus actually is my favorite one, but I use the D-pad anyway.
All the other PS2 Armored Cores just use D-pad only.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we just finished up the day with we had to go search for them, but we finally found a PS2 guitar for some Guitar Hero 2,
Oh,
Yeah.
and me and Kenny are so rusty at that game.
Yeah.
Get songs that we were able to like play blindfolded backwards with lefty flip with our right hand, like fuck that shit now. Like
Let's just run into a wall of no, fail.
yes, that's exactly because you move around when you're playing Guitar Hero a lot.
Yep.
that's...
Headbang!
But yeah. So that was fun.
There is not a wall on this planet that would stop my headbang.
I want to
Headbang!
test
Wait,
Titanium!
wait, wait.
Tank!
Seeing
Wait.
the size of my head.
this. Let's test this theory. We'll post the video in next week's podcast.
Oh
All right.
God. Well,
You can't be stopped.
just as long as we name it Secco the
plate.
Headbanger.
Yes, we will.
Let's put up a titanium plate and see if he breaks it with his face. Probably not.
Yeah,
Okay.
so then, the last game on my list of things I've played, God, this is a long one, like, I played a lot of games this week.
Had a good week, Kenny.
The last game is Castlevania Aria of Sorrow, which I did a
Yay!
complete blind playthrough over the course of a few days.
Yeah.
And-
Playing the
Really?
Yep.
Dude, that's awesome. So you just like put a blindfold on?
No, shut up. So, yeah, I got to the final boss and beat it today. And I got all 3 normal endings that I know of anyway. I don't know if there are more endings or not.
That
But,
was
yeah.
that was best reaction. No, shut up.
Oh, I have. Before Taco goes on his rant, I have one more thing. I started Mass Effect the other day.
Awesome. Have fun playing an amazing game, and then when you really want to play the sequel, have fun playing a shitty game.
Yeah. See, I've got all 3 Mass Effects now, so I gotta.
Oh God, did you get them on Origin or did you get the first 2 on Steam?
They didn't have Mass Effect available on Steam. I tried to buy it, and it won't let me buy it. It says that they're.
Oh, did it get taken down?
Yeah.
So that means I have a super rare copy of Mass Effect on Steam.
Totes. But
That's awesome.
so I've got them all on
Are you
Origin.
$5,000
I've got-
for it?
I've got Mass Effect 2 on Steam, but it routes me to the Origin launcher whenever I want to play it. So I have them all
Weird,
activated
and it
on
doesn't
Origin.
do that for me.
Yeah. So. But yeah, I've got all 3 of them now. I'm excited to play through them, and at the same time, I've heard stories about the 3rd game gonna make me hate the entire franchise. So
Well, you don't pay attention to stories, so I'm sure you
I'm playing it for the story. The same reason I played Dragon Age was for the story. So
And how awesome was that?
Dragon Age 1 and Dragon Age 2, or Dragon Age Origins and Dragon Age 2 are amazing story. Like, I like the story in 2 more than I like the story in 1, but the gameplay in 1 feels so much better than in 2. Everything about the gameplay in Origins is better.
Dude,
Well-
I thought the story in 2 was so generic and bad.
hmm
Like, it goes by all of the, like, tropes of like, a fantasy storyline.
See, and that's how I felt about 1. Like, oh, there's an invasion, and oh, you're the magical hero, and you didn't come from anything, and you weren't. You were just automatically a hero. That wasn't something that I cared about as much.
I liked it because you didn't start out as the hero. You were just some guy, and you had to build your way to becoming a very great warrior.
No, that's 2. In 1, you start off as a prince, and then you're automatically made.
If you're human. If you're a dwarf, you don't start out. You start as a low class and shit like that.
See, and
And then an
I
elf
And if you're
start
an
out as a
elf, you
commoner.
start as a slave in that house.
see, and I've only played the human playthrough in 1 so far.
Yeah, you're boring. You play humans in Dragon Age games.
I
Yeah, you
started with humans because I didn't know how the world, like, I didn't know the way the world existed. I've started my,
But the part that I'm referring to is that you, even if you start out as a royalty, like as a human,
Mhm.
you don't start out as the hero. You're a prince, and then you take the blood of the dark guys, and then you become a graybeard or whatever the fuck they're called.
Grey Warden.
Grey Warden,
Warden.
that's it.
But
Then you become a
immediately,
Grey Warden.
right out the gate, you're selected to be a Grey Warden. Within the first 5 minutes of the game, you know that was going to be your fate.
Yes.
I personally like the dwarf nobles path. It was pretty
See, that's
crazy.
that's going to be my next path, actually.
You'll enjoy that one. That the setup for it is just it's great.
My recommendation: be a dwarf female, put a beard on. Lady
Yeah.
beard's best.
Women
Lady beard.
bears.
Gotta have a lady beard.
I still think it's really cool because when you become a Grey Warden, being a Grey Warden isn't a big deal. If anything, there's a lot of Grey Wardens out there, so you're not like a special hero at all. It's your choices and how you play the game is what I think makes the character a hero. Unlike in Mass Effect, where it's just like, we specially picked you because you're special and you have a special backstory, and this special stuff just happens to happen to you.
Yeah, see, the character creation was kind of sure, whatever. But
Well, it's not even that. It's like the story, because when spoilers, even though it's just at the beginning of the tutorial, when you get selected by the Parthenon, whatever that thing is, the Spire, you get selected, and it's like, I'm going to share my memories with you, even though I don't usually share my memories with any other race or whatever. What?
Wait,
haven't
like-
gotten that far, damn it.
Dude, that's like right in the tutorial.
Is it?
You haven't gotten past the very first tutorial level?
I just encountered Rex. And
Oh,
went and
you're
assassinated
way
the guy.
past that then. You remember
Oh.
that very first mission when you get to that tower?
Oh,
And then,
yeah.
What
okay.
game?
What's her name? Ashley. Ashley tries to touch it, and then you're like, no! And you kick her out of the way, and then
Oh.
it gives
Yeah,
you those
yeah.
memories.
Yeah,
That's
I
what I'm
just-
talking about. It's
When
like
you get to the beacon, that's why.
the beacon, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
The beacon. But
Yeah.
yeah, when you get to the beacon, it's like, I'm going to specially select you and give you the memories instead of anyone else. And, of course, the bad guy, but whatever.
Mm.
It's like, oh, Shepard's so special. It's not like he's a special, even though
Well,
he's a special.
I don't think it was I don't think it was you were special. I think what happened is the bad guy activated it, and it wasn't active before, and he didn't bother to disable it. And so when I walked up to it, I triggered security, and then the security.
All right, well, I'll
Like, that's-
let you think that, but I know
Yeah,
the
like-
backstory in the future, so
Yeah. So
yeah.
spoilers, you bastard.
Not really. All it is you're special, Shepard.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay. Whatever.
thanks.
I'm fine being special. But anyway.
Uno momento.
Oh, the board crashed.
Did it?
Yeah.
Or-
It did for me anyway.
I was gonna say, I think that's
still
just
here on the
you,
board.
bro.
I switched back to the tab, and it was like, this board has crashed. Please rejoin.
Oh. Huh.
Anyway, yeah, did you... Okay, Taco's rant.
Yeah, I guess since I was cut off in the middle of mine, I'll
Oh,
just not
Kenny's
finish.
rant. Sorry.
Fucking
Sorry.
damn guy. No, it's too late. It's not relevant
Oh.
anymore.
Oh.
We'll just let
Yeah, it is.
Taco go.
I'm not going until you keep going.
Okay, fine. Aria of Sorrow. It's a game I played. I beat it today, and holy shit, the quote-unquote final boss is really generic because it's the exact same Dracula fight as it's always been. And then that's not the final boss.
Which
and I
one's
love it.
Aria of Shadow? Is that the one for the 64?
Aria of Sorrow, I'm going to put that there because it is technically a spoiler. But Aria of Sorrow is one of the Game Boy Advance ones. And the
Oh.
gameplay is very similar to Symphony of the Night.
Can I borrow your guys' attention for a second?
Sure.
I was called into work.
Oh, joy.
Yeah.
Right now?
Yep, right now.
That is silly.
Driver
Lost.
kind of
Bye-bye.
shit.
Bye-bye.
Make sure before you go to the bathroom.
Right.
Because, yeah. Bye-bye.
But, hope this all goes well. Be seeing you guys later. Peace.
Bye, Jordan.
Well, I was gonna say, I'm sure he could join us once he gets to work and gets back on his phone.
No.
Maybe.
Too loud.
I'm gonna just
I
put
think-
Sekko's boss in the bitch house now.
Let's make disparaging remarks about him.
Yep.
So
Or
Sekko
her.
can get fired.
Plot
No.
twist: his boss is watching the podcast.
Yeah.
That would be pretty
I would
impressive.
Laugh my ass off.
Well, if their boss was watching it, we could do no wrong, and so she'd be fine with it, or he.
It.
Especially because the bitch house isn't necessarily a bad thing, except it is. Because when Soul's in it, it's a good thing, but any other time it's a bad thing.
Yep.
Because he owns the bitch house. It's pretty
I
much like
own the bitch house,
Monopoly.
They're my bitches.
Yeah, if you land
Your
on bitch
guess
house, you have to pay
Box
money.
thing on
Except
the right side is broken.
Okay.
What thing on what right side? What?
Guests.
What?
It's kind of broken. The S is below it.
Oh, yeah. It's always been like that.
What?
There, I fixed it.
I don't. What?
Okay, next to Latoshi's name, the little guest thing that says that he's a guest.
Yeah.
Hold on, the S was below it, and now I can't make it go back to that. Oh,
What
well.
are you even? What
See,
are you
it was
even talking about? Like, it was not.
it was
Oh.
like that.
It was not like that on my screen.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I kid you not. It
Well,
did
it's
not
showing
do
that on
Yeah,
mine.
It's
and
showing that on
his.
everybody else's, so
That's weird.
just screen resolution differences, I guess.
I guess. None of you
That
fools
or-
have 1080p monitors.
that, or you could just check the podcast and know that it's not a thing.
But
Because being it,
Aria
Yeah,
of
things are
Sorrow
lined up
has
different.
Cool, and I like it.
it's a 2D, right?
Yeah, it's a side-scrolling RPG style Castlevania where you've got like the whole map completion and like collection and stuff.
AKA the original Castlevania.
No, not the original. It's more like Symphony of the Night.
Side scroller and platforming.
Yeah,
Well,
but the
yes,
other one
but
didn't
it's
have
like
an
Symphony of
overall
the
map.
Night, where it has a lot of RPG elements. It has leveling up, item
Yeah,
collection,
I know.
equipment,
That
etc.
I want to get both of those games, so I can play and beat them through completely.
Yeah, well, either way, I have been fucking enjoying the hell out of it, and now I'm on like New Game Plus because I want to finish completing everything because I didn't quite get 100% in my first time through. I missed out on a little bit, and then I like
That-
figured out how to get to it, and I was like, oh.
That
that's
said,
cool.
I don't fault you at all for pirating a game because I had to do that with Legacy of Kain because my PS1 was stolen from me.
Yeah.
But I totally sympathize.
Well, if you already own the game,
If you already own the
technically
game.
it's not pirating.
Mhm.
Oh, well,
But-
it technically is because I don't own the game.
Mhm.
I don't own the Legacy of Kain game. I just own the rest of them, and I really wanted to play the first one first, and I didn't buy it because I didn't have a PS1. So I was like, fuck it.
But yeah. The main difference, I will say, about Aria of Sorrow, freaking people trying to cut me off constantly.
I'm just making conversation in between your words.
Yeah, DB, I had that same outlook for the longest time because that is a very good point. But lately, I've just gotten to the point where it's like, I'm not going to go to the effort. If they don't have a demo, I just won't fucking play it. Fuck them.
Wait, on what, like Steam and stuff?
Yeah, DB said he pirates it to figure out if it's a good game, if there's
Oh.
not a demo. Which, that's a completely fair outlook. But yeah, the main mechanic difference in Aria of Sorrow is instead of having sub-weapons, you, like, absorb the souls of your enemies and use those.
Oh.
So, like...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's
That
like there's skeleton
feature.
archers
Wait,
that fire
wait a
bows.
minute, wait a minute.
You can use that bow as a sub-weapon.
So wait, it's
Is
got
the-
Kirby
is-
physics?
Kinda.
Is it the one where you play as a guy named like Soma or something?
Yes, you do play as
You
Soma.
play as breast milk?
I've played that. I've played that one.
Wait,
Yeah.
you play as breast milk?
There's actually two of them that you play as Soma, and both of them have that mechanic, I'm pretty sure. But
I played one for like the Game Boy Advance.
they were both Game Boy Advance
I think-
games as well.
Well, then I don't know which one it was.
One of them has a secret mode where you can play as 3 different characters. The other one has a secret mode where you can play as 1 character.
It's Aria of
It was the one with
Sorrows
one character and you could play as
something of despair.
Yeah, it's
the
Aria
one I
of
played
Sorrow,
was the one where
and then
the one I played the one I played was the one where you could do the secret with one character,
Right.
and
Yeah,
it was
Belmont mode.
Yeah, Belmont mode.
Yeah. The other one has Belmont mode, and then it also has a mode where you play as Arikado, and a mode where you play as the girl, whatever her name is. But yeah.
So yeah, I played this the one where you could play as just Belmont, and that was it.
Yep, that's Aria of Sorrow then, that's the one I've been playing through. Oh my god, the soul mechanic is so diverse and interesting, because it's like, there's one that's like a falcon punch, there's one that's a fucking, like, super sonic wave around you, there's one that throws spears,
I always
there's one
defaulted...
that shoots bows, lightning,
I always
etc.
defaulted to, I think it was Baylor and Valkyrie. It's my main.
Valkyrie is really good. Baylor, is that the one where you like charge up and then do a big punch?
No, I think it might not be Baylor. It was the one where you pretty much turned into a gigantic demon and you just kind of skated forward, killing everything in your path.
Oh, yeah, there's a few like that.
Yeah,
that type. I know that type.
But Valkyrie was the one I used the most.
Yeah, Valkyrie is really powerful, but personally, I found myself using Lightning Doll a lot more than that. As well as late game, I actually switched to, there's this one that's like an uppercut attack that's just really powerful. I used that a lot. That one's really good.
I valued a bit more reach over close range stuff.
Well, see, the reason that I was using that is because I had the longest reach sword in the game, I believe. It's called Balmung. It is super fucking huge and awesome, and I love it.
I had literally the strongest sword in the game, and I can't remember what it was called.
Yeah, it's the one that I was using. It's like a giant sword that when you use it, it just summons it in front of you, and it's a straight sword, and it does tons of damage. It's not quite the strongest sword, though.
Yeah, the one I was using was like, it might have been like Excalibur or something. It was just really powerful. It was all glowy and shiny.
The biggest, shiniest sword in the game is still not the most powerful sword in the game.
Yep. Yeah, the biggest, shiniest sword in the game is Balmung, for sure.
It's funny because the biggest, strongest, most high damage weapons in the game are not the highest DPS weapons in the game.
Yeah. But
That
either
belongs to the Lariat, which is a sword.
Yeah. Just like 90% of the weapons in that game, yes.
There are a couple guns,
It's actually
but they all
it's,
suck.
It's a shorter sword, but it has a stupid fast attack rate, and it pierces.
What I think is hilarious is that there are guns in the game, and they're both crap.
I'm gonna
Like,
just put this out
absolute,
there.
total crap.
I've only found one of the two, apparently, guns in the game, and that one gun is actually really good in endgame. Because it's like, it does like 30 to 50 damage at most, but it fires so fast that I could kill just as fast as with Balmung, which was like my main weapon. It's got longer range than most weapons, and when you're using the Succubus support soul, you gain 5 health every single shot that gun fires. So it's just like, heal, 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 heal. It's
Yeah,
great.
but see, I prefer the whole, I swing. Hey, I didn't have to swing again because it's dead.
Yeah, but even with the strongest sword, that still is sometimes not the case. In fact, really often.
Actually, with this strongest sword, I killed almost everything in one hit.
Well, maybe I
There
have
was
not
exception
gotten that, then. I don't know.
It was like, maybe there were like 5 or 6 exceptions among the many, many monsters that there are, not including bosses.
Either way, fun game. I have very much enjoyed it, and now I'm doing my hard mode New Game Plus playthrough where I get everything else to get 100%. And now I will let Taco go.
I beat Demon Souls.
Congratulations.
Yep. And I have to say, loved the final boss. And when I say final boss, I mean the actual final boss. Because the real King Alant is a joke, and you go down that hole, and then he's just this slime-covered body that sits there and talks to you, and it crawls at you. I don't even know if it can hurt you, because it looks like it swings at you. It does like this like headbutt kind of thing as it comes at you, but he's so slow and feeble that I was able to just massacre him. So I don't think that's the real boss, even though I had people talk to me, they're all like, dude, the final boss of that game was such a joke. I wouldn't consider that the final boss. I would consider the final boss the thing that unlocks the final boss, which is the king's shadow. You have to fight the king's shadow in order to fight him when he's all covered in goop. And that fight was fucking hard. You want to know how hard it was? It was Gwyn hard.
Yeah,
You know, the
it's
final
hard.
boss of
Now
Dark
do it
Souls.
hard.
But Gwyn,
Now do
but
it in
Gwyn
easy hard
wasn't
mode. Do it without a
hard.
weapon.
Gwyn was not hard.
Did you cheese that fight,
Define cheese.
Perry?
No.
Well then, what? You must have used a weapon that really kicks his ass, because I used an ultra greatsword and I fought him fair and square with no parrying.
My build was greatsword and like the biggest shield I could find,
That's what I also did.
and it was just basically, oh crap, there's that sweeping attack, and it's like I'm gonna roll towards him, stab.
Yeah,
I
you
thought
must
he was
just be
incredibly
super
hard.
strong.
I was gonna say I thought he was incredibly hard because even with a huge damaging weapon, I still couldn't do a lot of damage to him. And he also
Oh no, it's a whole
relentlessly
it's a poke fest. It's a poke fest for sure.
he also
like-
relentlessly comes at you. He's constantly swinging his fire sword, which has kind of absurd range.
Yeah.
And then he has a grab that can almost one-shot you even while I was wearing Havel's armor, and has shitload of resistance and vitality.
And also, he fucking kicks your ass if you try to Estus, like, ever, unless you really
Yeah.
use the environment against him.
That's exactly how I was able to beat him, was using the stalactites? Or is it
Yeah,
stalagmite?
whatever they are.
Stalactites hang on tight.
Which one's the
Stalagmites.
ground one? I think ground is stalagmite.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Also-
using the stalagmites so that I could Estus. And, yeah, False King Alant is just as hard. He's constantly coming at you with, like, relentless attacks. Also, whenever he swings his sword, it casts a wind spell at you. So even
I
if
do
you're
have to
running
say,
away from
though,
him...
I did kind of start off Gwyn's fight using Spear of God, so
Yeah. But False King Alant, he casts a spell every time he swings his sword. So while he's swinging his sword at you, even if you're far away, he's still shooting something at you. On top of that, he has a grab move that could almost one-shot even while I was wearing really great armor that was fully upgraded. And when he grabs you with that thing, it also decreases your soul level by 1.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
But yeah, I maxed out Sunbros before I ended up getting to Gwyn. So
He was a fucking hard
Oh
fight.
yeah, that stupid ass boss that you're talking about. I just remembered that fight because I
What
did
fight?
it at Kenny's house. The King of Lent,
Did you?
the false King,
King
of
of
Lent.
Lint?
Lent,
Yeah, King
the
Alant.
guy you were fighting.
Yeah, False
I
King
remember
Alant.
fighting him at Kenny's house.
Huh.
Wow,
It was
you
a
got that
long
far?
time ago. Yeah, I beat the game.
Huh.
Nice.
It was a long ass time ago though.
Yeah. I don't remember that, so that's why I'm, like, bewildered. But
Man.
yeah.
When you had
while
your
you were
television
asleep.
against the opposite wall.
Well, yeah, of course. I haven't had a working PS3 since moving my TV, so...
Yeah. I remember beating him. How many times did you die when fighting him?
Probably like 10 or 15.
I think I remembered about dying that many times, yeah.
the Souls
Problem is-
games always reminding
problem
you that
is-
you will always die.
Oh, yeah. Problem is, I did it with, not an ultra great sword or even a high damage weapon.
Such
Yeah, I did mine. Once I
I
got to
literally
the point.
shaved his health to nothing. I just shaved his health.
Yes. So once I got to the point where I could get that one ultra great sword, the one that could steal health and also has the blood on it, that you use. What's his name's soul? The big fat guy that you got from the undead place, the almost catacombs looking place. Once I got that sword, I literally used it throughout the entire game. And so I fought him using that, which is a really good tactic because it's rare that you can make him flinch, and I was able to make him flinch with that weapon, but not enough that I could cheese the fight.
Yeah, I remember that fight because every time he would hit me, I'd die instantly.
Huh.
Squish.
I wouldn't say parrying in that fight is fair at all.
Fuck parrying! I dodged everything!
Oh, in Gwyn's
Because
fight?
parrying
And Gwyn's fight.
was...
I wouldn't say
Oh,
that parrying is
Gwyn's
fair
fight.
at all. I think it's like cheesing the fight.
Yeah,
Because-
it's, for Gwyn, I would have to kind of agree because, like, he's so easy to parry. It's absurd.
Not only is he easy to parry, but the riposte damage is absurd.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I love watching speedruns where they just get to there at like soul level 20 and then 3-shot Gwyn, and it's like, holy fuck, dude. That's absurd.
Yeah. But a lot of that game was like an awesome amount of difficulty. I honestly feel bad that Dark Souls wasn't that difficult. Like comparatively now, Dark Souls feels like Dark Souls 2 compared to Demon Souls.
Yeah.
'Cause Demon Souls was absurdly hard and I loved it.
Yeah, that's what
And
a lot of
it's-
people say. I
Yeah.
personally prefer Dark Souls because I could not stand how hard it was in Demon Souls.
See, and when I first started doing things, and it's weird because we talked about this, when I first started doing things in Demon Souls, I would die in ways that I would be like, dude, that is so fucking unfair. But once you learn that that's a thing, and once you learn some of the tactics around it, it becomes pretty not unfair, actually. Like, one thing that I really attested was that one catacombs place, you know, where the skeletons are and stuff. And you know how those flying mantises are flying around shooting at you the whole time?
Yeah.
I found out by accident how to like cheese through that. How to actually, like, a tactic to get through that easily.
Oh.
Thief's Ring.
Oh, yeah, because then they can't see you.
Yeah, because then they won't target you, and like you can spend most of your time not getting shot. That was a cool thing that I found out, and I was like, "Whoa, that's fucking awesome!"
Yeah.
Yeah,
I love
let's
stuff
not get
like that.
shot at.
Yep.
But yeah, it was a really fun experience. I would have to say the hardest bosses in that game were False King Alant, then Flame Lurker, then I don't know.
I don't remember all the bosses. It's been too long.
Dude, Flame Lurker was fucking hard as fuck.
What game? Demon Souls?
Yeah.
I actually never played Demon Souls. Never got around to it.
I've always wanted to. Once I played it on Kenny's PS3, I'm like, I need a copy of this. And for the longest time, I didn't. And I kind of regret playing Dark Souls first. But still, I had fun with Dark Souls, and I'm glad I, did what I did. But Demon Souls was awesome, dude. I actually like it more than Dark Souls.
I do have to say, though, along the lines of Dark Souls, probably the hardest fight that I ever had was against, what's his name? Nim? Nim? Is it Nim?
You mean Gravelord Nito?
That's it, Gravelord Nito.
Oh, man. Gravelord Nito. He was one of the last of the Epic Souls, or whatever, I don't remember what they're called, Lord Souls.
Right.
He was one of the last Lord Souls I fought, so he was easy as hell. Plus, once you learn about holy weapons, also very easy.
Yes,
But
try going into the fight without holy weapons, and he being the very first one you fight.
Yeah, I could see how that would be difficult as fuck.
Because, holy weapons are required to keep those damn skeletons dead.
Yeah. Well, and holy weapons do really good damage to his health as well.
That too, but the skeletons were what annoyed me the most.
Yeah, and you can keep
Like
them
here.
dead, which is...
Here, have swarms and swarms of undead that don't stop.
That said, I did have trouble. I didn't beat him my first try. That's how not easy he is, because he has that fucking spell, the sword one where he summons all those swords. That shit almost wrecked me. I think I had many close calls while fighting against him because of that spell.
Yeah, Gravelord Nito is definitely the hardest fight I had in Dark Souls. To be honest, I don't remember a whole lot from Dark Souls. It was so long ago. I do remember killing the Hydra in the most hilarious way, though.
I joined
Like-
the Grave Lords when I first played through.
But, you remember the Hydra, right? The one that was down near, I think, those big crystal things?
Yeah, where the Hydra is.
Yeah. I killed it in the most hilarious way ever. Because it was in my first playthrough and I was doing pyromancy and I got iron flesh. So what I did was I sprinted up to it, iron flesh, and just sat there hacking at it as it couldn't do anything to knock me away or kill me.
You want to hear my
It was
story?
hilarious.
My first time ever fighting the Hydra, most hilarious story ever. So I killed all the crystals and I'm like, all right, now it's time to fight this Hydra. Ran at him, found out that that's water that doesn't have a ground.
Well, see, the thing was when I ran at him, the water that I was standing on was shallow, and his physical body was actually stopping me from going into the water that didn't have, floor.
I must have ran into it. I ran into a different point, I guess, because I wasn't even near him, and I hit the edge, like the very shore of the water, and then just immediately fell.
Maybe it's because does he move at all? Because it might be that because I waited a bit and I was watching his attack patterns before I sprinted in there like a mad demon out of hell.
Oh, I didn't do
But,
that. I just sprinted in there. Not
Like
knowing.
I was watching him and I'm like, he pushes me back a lot. So all right, I booked it in there and then I iron fleshed right next to him, just started hacking away at him. And because I was iron fleshed, he couldn't knock me down. He couldn't do anything, and I just.
But yeah, my first time fighting him is a hilarious story because I'm just like, all right, fuck. Pretty much that's how it went. Was just like, I'm coming to get you, you fuck. But yeah. Yeah, Demon Souls was awesome. I loved it. And right now I am playing Sly Cooper 2 Band of Thieves because I beat Sly Cooper 1 100%ed it, blah, blah, blah. I've only done it like 50 million times during my childhood. So now I'm playing Sly Cooper 2 just for fun, even though I've already beaten it. And then I will play Sly Cooper 3, the one that I actually haven't played. And Thieves in Time is the fourth one, which I will play once I'm done with 3. Because I own them all. Because I literally, when I bought my PS3, I had like GameStop was having like a sale, and they're like, hey, if you buy this old, one of the old PS3s, like the big bulky ones, you can have like 5 free games. So I literally picked out 5 PS3 exclusives and then bought some more exclusives. So that's like mostly what I have. Because I have fucking Metal Gear Solid 4 exclusive, all 3 Uncharted games, because, I mean, why not? They were free. And then Watch Dogs is not exclusive, and neither is Bulletstorm, but I got them anyway.
Bulletstorm's pretty fun, and Watch Dogs is meh.
I didn't actually choose to play or buy Watch Dogs. I had it bought for me for like Christmas or whatever. So I was like, all right, cool.
I thought it was a pretty cool game, but it's not like by any means great.
Yeah.
So wait for it to go on sale for $5 before I buy it.
Pretty much. I mean,
if it's better than Assassin's Creed, I'll probably enjoy it.
It's I mean,
because it's got that like Assassin's Creed feel, even though it's like Assassin's Creed and Grand Theft Auto kind of mixed.
Yeah, it's kind of like a mix, but you're not getting like, it's not like a perfect blend kind of thing. Like, I thought it was pretty fun to just be able to like hack on the go, and it's always amusing to like walk by people and like you can hack their phones and stuff to get like bio reports on them and stuff, and you'll find some really weird stuff. Just kind of like for example, it's like I think one time I ended up finding some guy who was like into like was something really obscure and weird. And I was sitting there, I actually didn't know what it was, so I ended up looking it up, and I regretted it. But another cool thing is like car chases. Although it takes a little bit of work because like first time I did this, I ended up crashing. I was getting chased by helicopters, and I think eventually you can unlock a skill that lets you hack the helicopters and just cause them to stop working. So, as I'm driving, it's like, oh, I'm getting chased by cars, pass over, guard stumps and just have them raised to block all the cop cars, and then look up at the helicopter malfunction, and it just crashes into the cars that were blocked at the roadway.
See, that sounds like a really cool game mechanic that's fun.
It is, but it gets repetitive. That's the problem.
Oh yeah, that's
There's
true.
there's not enough variation. It's always the same thing. Look for this kind of area to ditch the cops. There you go. It's kind of like you get the repetition of just going through the motions, and it becomes boring after a little while.
That
Which
sucks.
is a shame. It's a shame, really. It's still a fun game, although the story's it could use work. That's all. That's all I'll say.
Needs a reloaded edition with a new story.
Let's not call it reloaded.
It's not bad, it's just it needs work. The characters need to be developed a bit more, I think.
So I guess we need something else to talk about now.
In
Because I
theory.
just went on my Demon Souls rant, and now I don't have anything else to rant about.
Well, I have something to potentially talk about, kind of, but only kind of.
Let's hear it.
So, games we're looking forward to. I'm going to go first because I don't care. And, we'll see if I can find a good trailer for this.
You're not going fast enough.
Okay. Well,
Faster. Faster.
this is the game that I'm looking forward to. It is called Crypt of the Necrodancer, and holy fuck. Like, you
You're gonna show
probably
a
have heard of
trailer
this
of it?
game. Yes, I am.
This fucking guy.
Hopefully this doesn't get, like, super loud or anything. But yeah. This is a game...
That's going a little far, I think.
Yeah, that
What?
is kind of going a little far.
Showing a
You're replacing podcast content with showing someone else's video.
Well, but... Okay.
Just
well,
show a picture and then explain it.
But it's easier to just see it and be like, look, this is a cool game. Plus, it's a fucking game about music. Without including the music, then it's fucking pointless.
But including the music gets us copyright strikes.
It's fine. The developers are cool.
I do.
Yeah, but Twitch isn't.
Yes.
Yeah.
Here's YouTube.
This is true. This probably won't go on YouTube now unless you edit it.
I'm going to put it up regardless, so goddamn. I love how you guys are
Dungeon
just
crawler.
tearing it to pieces because I felt like freaking doing one thing.
It's something we've agreed not to do in the past.
Since
So-
when? Who said that when?
We'd agreed not to do music, and we agreed not to show other people's content.
When did we agree that? I don't
A
freaking
long
remember
time
you saying
ago.
this. Okay.
And it was something you said, not...
Okay.
This was something you brought up.
Okay. Cool. Fine. That's a game. I want to play it. That's all I'm
Well,
going to say then.
It's fine. I mean, I'd rather not, but whatever. That's cool. It does look cool. Fucking rhythm dungeon crawler. That's a
Yeah.
pretty cool idea.
It's
Right
a
up your
fucking
alley,
cool
for
game,
sure.
and I want to play it.
But
Ooh, can I go next?
Sure.
I have on my Steam right now Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition. It doesn't unlock until June 23rd, but I want to play it.
Oh, I couldn't tell
I'm
if
going
that
to
was you
stab
like
you
trying to hold
repeatedly.
in a laugh, or if that was you snoring.
He was snoring.
Yeah,
was me
I
snoring.
realized that after.
I don't actually have anything against that game other than the developer being a conceited piece of shit. Like, okay, I'm gonna take this character Dante that everyone loves and adores, and that I have hardcore fans, and I'm gonna make it me now.
Wrong Devil May Cry.
Oh, okay, but
That's 3, isn't it?
that
No, that's the
That's
new
the
Devil
reboot.
May Cry.
Oh,
that's DMC.
Reboot.
But guess what? I wasn't talking about Devil May Cry 4, so Eh.
Don't
Yeah,
go off. Don't
but
go off
you kinda-
subject because that.
I am. I'm talking about Devil May Cry, just not Devil May Cry 4.
But the topic is Devil May Cry 4.
So
Well,
yeah,
I'm still talking about
I
Devil May
watched
Cry.
the trailers for it, and it's like, okay, so what's different about the from the original? Well, besides the fact that you can play now all of the characters, the important ones, anyways. You know, Dante, Virgil, Trish, the other lady. I don't remember her name. Lady, that was her name.
The lady.
Lady. And Nero. You can play all of them with all of their moves. So yeah,
That's cool.
I'm looking forward to Virgil and Dimension Slash everything.
I see.
Just have everything die in sprays of blood.
Well, sounds like a cool.
Or, you know, I could play as Nero and just punch everything to death.
Yep.
Because,
Everything dies to punches.
Devil Arm.
Yep. Sounds like God Hand.
You know what's
you'd
funny?
have to
You're-
equip
It's
Burial
like
for
you're
that.
making a joke because
Or
a hack and
Beowulf.
slash game where you punch, so it's like God Hand, except not. Because God Hand's a beat 'em up, but still, that's
Yeah.
funny.
And, you know, demons. Shit tons of demons.
Yes, another thing like God Hand. The only difference between them is that they're hack and slashes, and they don't share the same universe or characters. But other than
Aerial
that-
combos?
Yeah, melee combos. Dude, beat 'em ups
That's-
have
Aerial combos.
aerial combos. Yes.
Because God Hand, I don't remember them having a huge number of aerial combos.
No, they don't have a huge number, but they do have aerial combos.
Like 2 of them. And like half of Dante's combos can be done in the air.
Yeah.
Almost
So-
all of Virgil's combos can be done in the air.
So both games share aerial combos, so that's the thing they share, as well as all other combos.
Yep. Seems legit.
Beat 'em ups and hack and slashes aren't the same game, except for the part where they kind of are. They have subtle differences.
Okay, Pandora.
What's Pandora? Is that you mean the radio? Yeah, I love Pandora. It's cool. I listen to it all the time.
Not the Pandora radio. The
Oh,
Pandora
you mean the
radio.
planet? Oh, Pandora the planet? Yeah, it's a really scary place where things shit out of their mouth.
Okay, that's it. I'm done.
I'm just making jokes. Come on.
You're super confrontational.
I know
today,
you're
it's
making
okay.
a joke, but you're pushing it too far.
Yeah, you've been
The
going
first
too
time-
far all day.
Okay, it was fine. I was okay with that. The second time you pushed it to another thing,
I think you're just being too
did go over
sensitive.
No, you're going too far today.
How about let's not argue on the podcast again, guys? Especially since Taco
was trying
isn't
to
the
get a
only
point
one.
across. I was trying to get a point across, and you just kept blowing it out. Sorry, but now I'm done. I can't continue.
Okay. What
Someone
about
else.
Aaron? Are you looking forward to playing any new games?
I'm looking forward to a game, but I cannot say because it hasn't even been confirmed for a localization yet.
Oh, okay. Why is this a thing that you can't say?
What is it?
Well,
Are
because
you
it
under
might,
an
it might
NDA?
not even. It might not even, like, the problem is it might not even get a localization. If it doesn't, then there's no point in looking forward to playing it.
Well, that
That's
doesn't
true.
mean you.
Import it!
But if I import it, I want to play it for the story, of which I will not be able to understand.
Yeah.
See,
What
the
game
difference,
is it? So I can, find out more.
The game is God's Eater Burst 2, Rage Burst.
Sounds
Well, it's God's
Like a
Eater,
weird
God's
title.
Eater 2, Rage Burst. I'm sorry.
sounds like a weird title.
It is. It is a continuation of God's Eater Burst, which was what we got in the States.
I see. Well, I mean, if we got the first one, it's likely we'll get the second one, or at least more likely than otherwise.
Tell that
You
to
say-
Capcom.
Yeah, you tell that to
True.
Capcom or, any overseas, I remember looking forward to, like, the newest Basara Samurai Heroes game, and we never got that.
I guess that's fair. But yeah,
But-
video games.
But there has been a lot of rumors circulating, such as, the they have filed for the patent in the UK and overseas, so it's likely, but nobody knows because they don't say anything.
Yeah.
All I can say is, yes, please take my money now.
Yep. Give me your money. Take my money.
The reason why I like the game so much is it's an interesting take on the post-apocalyptic setting.
How so?
And rather, it's not like a whole, it's not like what you would think is of a post-apocalyptic setting, like, nuclear fallout or perhaps like a zombie infestation type of thing. What ended up happening in this world is a very odd alien life form ended up landing on the Earth. It was very small, but it had interesting traits, such as it would, it was a predatory kind of organism, and it would eat other organisms. When it did so, it started to evolve and take on aspects, very rapidly, might I add, of whatever it consumed. So it would continuously become... It would become bigger and bigger and worse and even worse. The reason why the game's called God's Eater is these organisms ended up consuming like non-living matter, such as like statues and stuff. So some of these, the creatures called origami, have taken on the shapes of our gods, like Tsukiyomi or Matarasu, and I think some other foreign gods, like I think Loki was one of them too.
Cool.
Because of the whole they consume and become what they consume type of thing. And you are what is known as a God Eater, and you wield a weapon called a God Arc, which is an origami that has been repurposed to be a weapon.
So, as a God Eater, do you eat gods?
Not literally. I mean, your weapon does. I mean, like, your weapon literally has an attack where it just forms into a giant mouth and takes a bite out of whatever you're fighting.
Cool.
It's a Monster Hunter-esque game in the fact that you gather materials, like, from hunting monsters to upgrade your God Arc.
Where have I think I actually know this game.
It's
in a video or something.
The game itself is a PSP exclusive title, and God's Eater 2 Rage Burst is PS Vita, although I think they got like a PS4 port going for it too. The thing I liked about it so much is that like you're basically playing an anime, and the story really does feel like you're watching an anime.
Oh, I have heard of this. I heard of this on what's it called? Culture Shock. I heard about this on Culture Shock.
It is a really good game, and it's definitely worth. If you have a PSP, it's definitely worth picking up. I think you can like buy it for like $10.
I would love to play the game. I would hate to play it on a PSP because I hate my PSP.
That's the only thing you could play it on, sadly. Oh, well, if you have a Vita, you can download it on the PlayStation Store. They have that.
I hate my PSP. I don't think PSPs are bad, except for every PSP I've owned, which is like 3 or 4, have all been shit.
Yep, same here.
But aside from that, the game is really good, and they've added a lot more mechanics. Like the fighting in the first one was a bit clunky-ish, where like think of like the combat's very high action kind of thing, and I guess you could say high fantasy too, because you're doing things that normal humans pretty much could not do.
Yeah.
Like wielding a weapon. By the way, I want to say this. If you have your God Arc equipped with a light blade, which is effectively like the small, fast daggers, your weapon is still bigger than you are.
You know what's really cool? If we're both thinking of the same game, it's like in Monster Hunter where you have to gather materials, except you don't technically gather materials. You cleanse the monster of a demon or an evil that's inside of it, and that gets you materials in turn so that you could make another weapon. If it's the same game I'm thinking of.
No. In God's Eater, how you gather materials from the monsters you kill is you let your God Arc eat it. You effectively go, here, eat it. Nom nom nom, it gets parts.
Okay, we are probably not thinking of the same game then. Because there's this one game, it's kind of like what you're describing. It's like a Monster Hunter type game, but it's got a lot more hack and slash elements. But then again, it doesn't, because it's got like a lot of dodging and statistics and shit like that. And then instead of gathering the monster's parts, you bless the monster of the evil so that it's no longer evil, and that allows you to upgrade your weapon with certain blessings and shit like that.
Yeah, but I was actually looking over the internet to see if there was any updates as to when if there was a localization confirmed or not, and there's just more of Japan taunting Western audiences by releasing more English trailers with no promise of a port.
Dude, that sucks.
But
That does suck.
it's they're just taunting me, and I don't like it. But in the second one, they added a lot more. Like, they made the combat even more actiony. Like, for example, they added a few new god archetypes, like the impact hammer, the charge lance, and one more. I can't remember what the third one was that they added. They added like activatable skills, and like, for example, if you're wielding like the Great Blade god arc variant, you could like slam the ground and send like an arc of fire forward or something like that. And then in the Rage Burst edition, which for Japan was DLC, if it follows the trend, we're going to get it all in one package, because we got God's Eater Burst, whereas they got God's Eater and then they got the Burst DLC. We got it all in one. So it's likely we'll also get we'll get just God's Eater 2 Rage Burst, which will have both of the storylines for God's Eater 2 and the Rage Burst DLC. Which, by the way,
Almost like the new Monster Hunter that came out, except for it wasn't DLC for Japan. Because you have Monster Hunter 4 and then you have Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate.
Yeah,
but
pretty much.
Wasn't
it's
DLC
like
in Japan.
we're getting the revamped, finished copy type of thing.
That's what we got too. We didn't get 4, we just got 4 Ultimate.
Yeah. But it still upsets me that they're just taunting me with this, and it annoys me very much. So. But yeah, the games itself both have 2 complete story arcs. Like, the first God's Eater game had me completely hooked because it's like, oh, I beat the story. That was a really good story, and it's like, I still have story missions. What? I'm sorry. Run that by me again? It's still going, and this is, by the way, after like 10 hours of gameplay.
Nice.
And I'm just like, okay, more story. And so that gives me a bit of high expectations for this game. I really, if it holds true, I'm just going to be the happiest person ever. And by the way, you guys will never hear from me for another 2 months or so as I play this game into the ground.
All I'm gonna say is don't expect too much, because you'll just get hit with Skyrim.
Poor Skyrim.
Just saying. Let's see. Let me find it real quick.
One of the cool things that Rage Burst added, though, was the ability to make an oath with your God Arc. Basically, you make a blood pact with it to get more power.
Seems interesting.
Anyway, just saying, 844 hours in Skyrim.
Yep. Okay, well...
So many hours?
Hold on. 3,000... How many hours do I have logged in Mobby right now?
A lot.
Your hours logged into Mobby are like my hours logged into APB.
I believe it's an equivalent to 1 a lot.
Yeah.
6,395 hours is what Steam has me registered, which would probably be accurate to all of my actual playtime even before Steam. Because I played this before it was a Steam title, so...
Anyway.
Yeah, the Steam thing is like way faster than it actually is.
Well, no,
It's
the
like-
reason why I'm saying this is, like, I AFK in the game a lot, so people are like, oh, that doesn't actually represent how long you've been playing this game. It's like, no, I've been playing this game for about 3 years before it came to Steam.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm
So-
kind of a similar case, but I'm also, like, I never AFK in the game on Steam, so all of my 1,600 hours are just legit playtime on the one character. And I've had past characters that aren't counted towards that, basically.
Yeah, I play
so
Bunny a lot.
let's let other people talk about what they're looking forward to now.
Yeah.
Sure,
It's been
sure.
like
I went
half
on
an
a whole.
hour.
I went on a too big of a spiel, but then again, that's what happens when you let me talk about a game I like
That's all fine.
or anything I like.
We've been
talk
struggling
too
to
much.
figure out how to fill the third half hour of the podcast anyway, so that worked.
So, yeah. No, I'm looking forward to Darkest Dungeon, which is a roguelike turn-based RPG.
Isn't
And-
that already out?
Yeah, it's out. I just haven't bought
Oh.
it yet.
I've heard really good things about it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
when we
it's-
say games we're looking forward to, it doesn't mean that it hasn't come out. It just means we want to play
Yeah.
it.
Ah,
Yeah, it's very positive reviews. It's got 4,600 reviews, and yeah, it's supposed to be like it's very like gothic in its feel, but the thing that really gets me interested about it is that it's well, I've been looking for a new RPG to play anyway, but like the character development is very much like Blackguard, from what I understand. Blackguard is one of my favorite RPGs of all time, where you're not the hero, you're rogues and outcasts, and you're people that you wouldn't expect to be heroes that come to the rescue, or loot and pillage and plunder, however you want to play it. Which
oh yeah, like, just I don't think this is really much of a spoiler. One of my friends has been playing it, and I know that his I want to say his rogue. Yeah, his rogue has some type of disorder that he has to actually go to a whorehouse like every day, like every
Mhm.
time he stops in town.
yeah, And it's-
Because
Oh, so it's like an ailment, but it's just like a regular
Yeah.
thing. Like
Yeah.
he's
Like-
a sex fiend.
no, when you go into dungeons and stuff, your
you'll get
people,
debuffs.
they're not debuffs. They're like literal disorders, and you have to like go through extensive processes to get.
Oh
rid of
yeah,
them.
you're talking about Darkest Dungeon, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
The mental illnesses you can acquire just from one run are insane.
nah.
Oh
If
yes,
you
they
allow
are.
your sanity to break, you will almost certainly fail and die. And
Awesome.
permadeath. Because, yeah, that's a thing.
Cool.
It's a fun game. Like I'd
Fun
like to play
game, but you can, in the early parts of that game, if you screw up badly enough, you had better fucking retreat, because if you don't, you're screwed.
Yeah.
it.
You
Don't
will
worry
lose
about it.
everything.
But it's still a fun game. I would still suggest it because I kind of want to play it myself, but I just don't have the money to go about getting it. So
It's also about resource management, too. That's an extremely important part, because you gotta know when and where to use your stuff. Because if you don't, and you run out of torches or something like that, and you don't have the right perks and things for running out of torches, like the night one, I forgot what it was called, Insomniac or something like that, I don't remember. The one that keeps, that allows you to do more damage when it's dark out rather than light.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you don't have that on your characters and you run out of torches, prepare to lose or just instantly retreat because there's no way you're continuing.
Mm.
Once you run out of torchlight, your sanity will drop so fast that you might as well just give up at that point.
Makes sense.
but yeah, still good game.
Really good game. I just
Difficult.
resource management. It's
Oh.
really hard, especially the later levels. The difficulty gets so absurd, it's not funny.
Yeah.
Well, you would expect so much.
In the last dungeon area, the darkest dungeon, oh my god. The difficulty of that area alone is just max level characters much. And
Well,
you better
it
bring a
is-
shit ton of
it-
supplies.
It is the darkest dungeon. It is the
Well, I know that.
namesake
It's
of
the-
the game.
It's the last area of the game too, but there's nothing short of high-level boss class monsters. It's essentially every fight is a boss fight, essentially at that point, because every single fight in that area, in the darkest dungeon, the last zone, is essentially you can die so easily, even with max level characters. I know, I went in there with max level characters. The first time I went into the last zone, it was like 2 fights in and I had to retreat.
So, like, kind of like playing Demon Souls. Where
Kinda
at
like
any time
Demon
you
Souls,
can just get
except,
raped.
yeah, just one bad decision when you're in the final zone, and you could have a party wipe.
Kind of,
You
yeah,
want to know
just,
what I equate that to? Just because I've been playing Dawn of War 2, Warhammer 40k lately, is playing against a bot on what I like to call Korean difficulty, or very hard.
Difficulty. AKA
I don't mean to be.
RTS buttons.
I don't mean to be racist or anything like that. But that is like the only people I know that can actually beat it on that difficulty are the professionals who actually like play the game for a living.
RTS gods.
And
The ones that are sponsored by their country.
let's put it this way: I went into one game. I was dead in like I want to say my runtime was about like 5 minutes. They already had like an entire army on my ass.
Yeah,
and I couldn't defend against it. I was like, what?
try doing a StarCraft 2 run on the highest difficulty, bots. You will lose within the first 5 minutes.
Warhammer 40k is not like is just as heartless, dude. It's very bad. Heck, the difficulty spike between easy and normal bots is so ridiculous that your head would spin.
Yeah, that's what I felt when I first played. The difference between the hard AI difficulty on StarCraft 2 and the very hard AI the AI difficulty. The AI difficulty spike is insane.
Well, see, like Warhammer's difficulty spike between easy and normal. This is easy and normal, by the way. Just putting that out there.
Yes, I can understand that.
I am beating their ass into the ground, and then you go to normal difficulty, which is one step higher, and it's like, oh god, stop hitting me, no!
Yeah, that's how I felt when I started doing that on StarCraft.
Okay,
StarCraft 2.
You guys have been
But anyways,
going back and forth
yes.
saying the same thing for the last 10 minutes.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm trying to continue the part, but he keeps interrupting what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
The difficulty spike when I went from the hard AI difficulty to the very hard AI difficulty, it's kind of like that, what you're saying. It's kind of like what you were just saying. So it's extremely high AI spike, but the AI spike was absurd. It went from me having a very hard challenge just to beat these guys to me never being able to do anything against these guys. I lost within the first 5 minutes, and I was an avid StarCraft player.
So,
I
back to
lost
Darkest
within
Dungeons.
5 minutes.
No, we're good on Darkest Dungeons. It's time to get to questions.
Yeah, it's
we
Q&A
got-
time, guys.
It was Q&A time 10 minutes ago.
No, it was Q&A time 3 minutes ago, actually.
Oh, well, whatever.
And speaking of Q&A time, we actually got questions on our form for once.
Woo!
Yay!
Celebratory day time. So, 4 out of the 5 of these questions come from Bammy.
Yeah, because, #1 fan.
Yep. So, I'm going to kind of like half paraphrase these and half just combine them.
Let's just do that last one.
Should we? Should
Yeah.
we answer that, or should we not answer
Oh, yeah.
that?
Well, yeah. I want to see how many obvious answers we get.
Okay,
Oh
well...
god, Bam's asking our dick length.
Yeah, so obvious answer count, blah blah blah. Okay, so first off, from Bammy, what are the worst, or blah blah.
No,
What
no,
was your
let's
best
start.
and worst gaming
Let's start
experience?
at the bottom and go up.
Really? Fine.
Yeah, because those ones are going to be rants,
Fine.
and they're going to take hours.
Fine. #1 fan asks, would you watch one episode of a gay anime, Boy X Boy, for $10,000?
Yes.
Yes.
Dude, I'll watch it for free, whatever.
Yeah. So Taco is
The sheer
obvious
fact
answer.
that I've actually watched
Taco's
Yeah,
obvious
a
answer.
gay
Let's
anime
put an
already.
obvious answer count, because not only have I, but I also would, and I've also read, what is it, Yaoi?
Yeah.
Yaoi.
Yeah.
I've read Yaoi, lots of Yaoi.
I'm bisexual, so yeah.
Yeah, it's like half this podcast really doesn't, like, meh.
She
Gay
already
is
knew my answer.
yeah.
This question was totally not for
Sexual
me.
preferences no longer matter.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, most of us are either indifferent to the matter or supportive of it. So it's like, yeah.
Yeah.
For $10,000?
For $10,000.
For $10,000, I'd watch the whole series.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, it's like, let's just,
Unless it
let's
ends
just
up being a
everyone
short
says
series,
yes.
in which case you'd give up.
Hey, you make it $15,000, I'll actually pay attention.
Okay. Everyone says yes, that's obvious.
I mean, you're asking us to watch a gay anime. Okay, so what?
Already
That's
done so.
$10,000.
Now where's our money?
Yeah. If we do this, will you actually pay us?
No.
Number one fan. Alright.
You
Okay.
have to pay all of us.
And next question. So, from Bammy, we have, what is our best and what is our worst gaming experience?
Any MOBA ever other than Heroes of the Storm.
Yeah, I would say
That is my
my
worst.
worst gaming experience was probably Skyrim. Just putting that out there.
I don't know. Like, again, like, League of Legends community was so viral that it was just god-awful.
See, mine best and worst. Okay, best definitely APB. I've got thousands of hours in that game. It's one of my favorite games. Go ahead and add that to the obvious answer count.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
My worst gaming experience is also APB, but it's tied with the ET game for the Atari. I spent 9.5 hours trying to figure out the first level.
I see.
Because that was the only game we
Yeah, that
got
game
an
is
Atari.
so broken.
Mm-hmm. But
Yeah.
we got an Atari, and I tried to figure that out, and I couldn't figure it out for the life of me. I somehow, after 9 hours, found the pixel that you needed to stand on to move on to the next level, or the next screen, anyway. After that, it actually isn't that bad, but
Yeah, the game's still broken.
it's still broken.
So, I said a worst, but I'll go ahead and pop out what my best was, and it's probably pretty obvious to Kenny which one that is, and that's probably Mobby.
Just
'Cause,
saying, I'm pretty sure she was asking about particular experiences, not overall good games.
My first car show in APB was probably my best gaming experience. Well, second one, because it was the community coming together to contribute to something that I had started, and it made me
Yeah.
feel really good.
Let's see. Best experience.
And to
I
clarify, go ahead.
I couldn't tell you what a best experience I would have. I mean, yeah, I can't really give you one in particular.
I've got one in particular.
See, I've got an elaboration on Skyrim, but that's about it.
Yeah. To elaborate my worst.
Best gaming experience was the Ms. Ruby fight on Sly Cooper 1, because it was my first delve into a rhythm game. Because the Ms. Ruby fight of Sly Cooper 1 is a rhythm game, because all the bosses in that game are kind of similar but kind of unique. That one, like, completely different from the rest of the fights, and it's a rhythm game, and it's fucking fun and awesome.
Speaking of which, that actually kind of makes me think of, maybe I can say that as my best. Which is, Taco is probably going to hate this answer, and I don't care.
Guitar Hero.
Yeah, so the very first time, or at least one of the first times
Obvious
that I
answer count.
remember going over to Jordan's house, Seko's house, was I went over there and he was like, dude, have you heard of this cool game? It's called Guitar Hero. And I was like, no, I don't listen to rock music usually. And he was like, well, you should. And he started up Guitar Hero and started playing, and I was like, holy shit, this game looks fucking awesome. And ever since then, I have gone from being like, I used to listen only to techno music, now I fucking just love music in general.
He gained his parents' appreciation
So it's
for
like-
music.
Yeah, I guess I'll put that on the obvious answer count because Taco said so.
Yeah.
But like,
Mm-hmm.
thanks to that game, I gained a larger appreciation for music as a whole. So even though it's not really like tied into gaming, it was a gaming experience that broadened my horizons, and I fucking love that game for that. Even though at the same time, I hate that so many people are like, oh yeah, it's a game from Guitar Hero, and Guitar Hero invented it, and therefore Guitar Hero is God.
You mean that song? Or that-
No, a
No,
lot
the
of...
game type. And
Oh.
people are like, oh, Guitar Hero, it's the first rhythm game ever, and it's the best rhythm game ever, and blah, blah, blah.
People
that's what
fucking
they
do
sound
that
like.
all the time, and it's like, oh my god, fuck you. Shut up.
People who think that also sound like this.
Yep.
Just
My
saying.
best video game experience. Probably my first time beating Final Fantasy VII.
Neat.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one.
That's cool.
Yeah. As for my worst, the moment in Skyrim that I realized how shitty it was. That's all.
Which
Just-
was
I don't know. I can't.
when you
I
started
can't
up.
remember particularly. I just remember there was a point when I was playing Skyrim where I like came to the realization, like, you know, I could be playing Oblivion right now and having way more fun. And I was just like, this game is a disappointment and a piece of crap.
To make a point real quick on that, Kenny and Taco go on arguments against me sometimes. Well, mostly Taco, but arguments against me sometimes about how mods are bad. Kenny introduced me to mods with Oblivion.
I'm gonna attempt to correct you. I don't think mods are bad. I think a game isn't good just because it has mods.
Mods are not a reason for a game to be good.
Yeah. I think that Skyrim is a bad game. And even if with mods it becomes a good game, I will still call it a bad game because that's the way it was developed. That's
My worst
I don't think
gaming
mods are bad. In fact,
experience.
I've actually downloaded mods on video games before, and I like them. I think they're cool. They could make something fun, but that I wouldn't consider it making it a good game because it was developed with the express intent of the way it was developed. And of course, it's just
Farmville.
an opinion.
Oh, god.
Dylan.
I come out of that out of nowhere, and you guys are just like, oh god.
Speaking of which, apparently someone recently, a mother suffocated her, like, 3-year-old child because the child interrupted her in a session of Farmville.
In a section,
A session. Shh.
And this
That
is why
actually happened.
I thought that story was going to go to a weird thing. I thought she strangled her kid because she interrupted her while sex. That's what it sounded like you were going to say. It was like, how dare you, I'm having sex right now, and she chokes the kid and then continues to have sex.
No, she choked the
I
kid
do
and
have a
continued
better
to play
game
Farmville.
moment.
She was having sex with the kid and then choked it.
I think I finally come up with a good game, like a best game experience.
Best gaming experience. I choked a
Yes.
kid while having sex.
Totally. Yes. Okay. Yes. No. It has to go back a while ago. Probably this was like when I was like 11. Yeah, 11 years old, roundabout. Maybe a little older. It was a game that my brother ended up getting called Bujingai, the Forsaken City.
Oh, I remember that
Beijing.
game.
That's what I used to call it. I don't know if that's actually what it's called. It's been so long, but I thought it was called Beijing. I'm totally probably mistaken.
I think it's Bujingai, Bujingai.
But yeah, I played that. It's like a hack and slash, and the beginning like tutorial part where you hack and slash people, and then it turns that part into like a cutscene.
Mm-hmm. It was
yeah, dude,
it
I
was
remember
my
playing that shit.
it was the first game I played in the whole hack and slash, like high anime fantasy kind of like fighting kind of genre type of thing, you know? And it's probably what solidified my love of that kind of stuff.
Cool.
Definitely a great game. Been looking for it forever. Plan on getting it again, and I'm going to play the hell out of it once I do.
Neato. Well, I guess.
mean the
with
Gravelord?
that- Yes, I do in fact mean Gravelord Nito. So, unless anyone else has more stuff to talk about, we can move on to the next question.
Well,
Oh,
Nope,
didn't
I already
talk about
stated what my
bad.
worst was.
I was gonna reiterate on my negative
Yeah.
APB
Okay.
experience.
Feel free.
Somebody is suing me over my username right now. I'm currently engaged in a lawsuit out of New York because somebody trademarked and copyrighted the name B23.
Which is retarded, because
Which
that's
is
a terrible
retarded.
name anyway.
Yeah, I don't know what it's for. Originally I was told that it was I was contacted by this guy's lawyer. I checked out the law firm and everything to make sure it wasn't just some guy pissed off that I had a username. Apparently, originally it was this guy's his username in a game, and so he copyrighted it 10 years ago. And now it's evolved into his business and his brand and everything, and he's pissed off that I'm using it in a game that he just started playing. And I've been playing this game for how many years, Kenny? 4 or 5 now?
Something like that.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Yeah. And I think it's hilarious, but at the same time, this guy's suing me, so I have to change all of my stuff or face a $20,000 lawsuit that I can't afford.
Which
But
is
yeah.
retarded.
It's really retarded. The world we live in, guys. Anyway, now we can move on.
Copyright's a silly thing.
Okay. Does anyone else have a thing that they want to say?
League
Okay.
of Legends is the worst, that's all.
Well, in that case, we will move on to, let's see.
I am going to get so much flack for that.
How many gaming
Yeah,
systems do you own? And
3.
what was your first?
The NES.
Do
Let's see.
multiples of the same thing count? Because I have
Sure.
two Game Boy Advances.
I've got 3 if you count my computer. So
yeah. I'm on 4 if you count my phone.
Well, let's
You
see.
know
I
we go.
have
12, not including my PC.
I'm trying
Is
to
that
think.
currently
I have,
owning, or
Yeah,
has
that's currently.
Currently, well, that's how much I currently own.
Yeah, currently. I'm going with currently at least, which is 7.
see, I'm not a big console gamer. The only systems I own are the Vita, the new 3DS, and then of course my computer.
I had a DS and then somebody stole it.
Yeah.
Bastards.
See, I have currently at least. I have a Wii, a Wii U, a PS2, my computer, and then DS, 3DS, new 3DS.
Oh, if we're gonna name them off, I've got. Oh, I need to get to a safe place. I've got my Wii U, my Xbox One, my Xbox 360, my PS3, my GameCube, my Super Nintendo, my Nintendo 64, my original Xbox, I don't have a PlayStation 1 anymore, my 3DS, my Game Boy Advanced SP, what else? Oh, my PSP, and I think that's it.
Oh yeah.
So
I
you have a lot of
technically also
systems,
own
we
a
get it.
PSP.
You have a lot of systems, so we get it.
Yeah.
All the
Moving
Well, I mean,
on?
I just named them off because everyone else was.
6 and an SNES.
I see.
I technically have a PS2 and then 2 Game Boy Advances, and not SPs, just regular Game Boy Advances. And my PC and my Windows Phone, which has 6 emulators on it for
Yep.
PS1 and GameCube. And
Now
Funny
we're
story-
counting
funny-
phones.
Funny
I
story
only
about
count it because I have PS1 games and stuff on it.
funny story about a Game Boy Advance. The first Game Boy Advance I ever owned was that was a while ago. It ended up getting broken in half because I got angry at a game of Crash Bandicoot and headbutted the middle of the screen and snapped the thing in half.
See, I was the type who
I
got
was-
angry
I-
at games then too, but I didn't have any
immediately-
games on GBA to get angry at.
I immediately regretted my decision.
That's
You
called
broke a
instant karma.
Game Boy Advance in half.
You broke
Yep.
something made of Nintendium in half with a
Yeah,
headbutt.
I can't
I
even
was gonna say, that's
count how
not
many times I've done
powerful.
that to a PS2 controller.
That's because it's a PS2 controller.
Yeah, they're made of paper, maybe
Yeah.
cardboard.
Yep.
You know what the worst
Oh,
part
no,
is?
I was-
PS3
I was
controllers are
mad.
worse.
I do want to say though, it wasn't a single headbutt. It was a repetition of like 3 or 4, maybe 5.
Okay, good, because, I mean,
If
your
you did
head
that
would
in a
have to be
single headbutt,
like
that
the
would be
ultimate
holy
sledgehammer to break a Nintendium system in one headbutt.
I don't know, maybe a GameCube, but I'm pretty sure if you took a sledgehammer to a Wii U or a Wii, it would just shred like paper.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Those
that's what
ones
I'm
are-
saying. Your head would have to be a
strong.
sledgehammer to break a thing in one hit.
But anywho, I immediately regretted that decision. So, on to the next question, I assume?
Yep. So, what was your first system?
I said this.
It's
I'm
nice.
Yeah, I already
going
said
to
mine
cheat.
too.
SNES.
I'm
NES.
gonna cheat.
I
My
played on the
first game system was a Game Boy Color because I was a sheltered child who my parents were like, "No, video games are evil." And
I remember
then-
your first. I remember your first console box was a SNES.
No, I had a Super Nintendo box with no actual Super Nintendo inside in the garage for the longest time, and I was like, "Ooh, I want to play the Super Nintendo," and my parents were like, "No, you can't." And for the longest time, I just grew up with a Game Boy Color and then a Game Boy Advance when that came out, but that was it. And then eventually, my friend gave me a PlayStation. He was like, "I have a PS2 now, I don't need this," and he gave me his PlayStation 1, and I was like, "Cool, my very first home console."
Poor Kenny.
Well, I
and his
mean, it
sheltered
gets you
life.
started.
Yep. Either way, PS1 was great days. And I had a computer as well during some of that time, but most of the time I didn't use it for gaming. I just used it for... I don't even
School.
know.
It
Internet,
just sat
I
there
guess.
and you browsed. What's
Yeah.
that website you're on all the time? Used to be on all the time.
YouTube.
No, the other one. Newgrounds.
Oh,
Used to get on
Newgrounds.
Newgrounds.
Yeah, I guess.
Newgrounds, the best. Newgrounds,
Good
the
old
best.
NG.
Good old Tom Folk.
NG for not gangsta.
Because
Poor Tom
Newgrounds
Folk.
isn't gangsta.
Because, Brawl supports Tom Folk.
Yes. Yeah.
It's in the theme song, after all.
Yeah, that's my first game system and the story and stuff. Oh, and I played the Super Nintendo at a friend's house too at one point when I was a kid. I played Mario World. So that was fun.
Onward?
Nobody
Oh,
else has any
A SNES. I had
input?
a SNES.
Dude,
it might.
what is with this? This call is the SNES generation.
It is.
Actually,
It is.
It's because most of us started off in the era of the SNES.
Yeah.
I had the S. Well, I didn't have the SNES. I just had the NES.
Mhm.
Wait, did you say SNS?
Just leave me alone.
Oh.
It's late. I'm tired. Just shut up.
It's late.
So
Yeah, it's
That
like
just reminded me of
9:30,
Monster Hunter.
10 o'clock where he's at.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes, it is.
Well, in any case, that's that, I guess.
Next question.
And we don't exactly have a next question is the thing.
Oh.
We've answered all of the questions.
Well, that's okay. There's only like 2 minutes left. So
Yeah, so I guess we'll end this podcast very slightly
Really?
sooner than normal
Okay.
because it's only been an hour and 53 minutes instead of 2 hours like normal. What the fuck? We're setting the
Okay.
precedent for ending early.
Uh-oh.
Woo!
Yeah,
We're supposed
so
to end at 8, though, because we're supposed to have consistency.
yeah, fucking shut up.
I'm
So
beat you
yeah,
both
this has
upside
been
the
Wardog
head.
Podcast. Our guest this week was Latoshi. I hope you enjoyed his voice and input in conversations and such.
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed his voice input.
And if you want to check out more of our content, you can go to youtube.com/ArcherSquadGaming or follow us on Twitch here at twitch.tv/ArcherSquad. You can go to our website, archersquad.com, as well as our various social media sites to join in the community. And if you go to archersquad.com/page/podcast, you can find a link to a form where you can submit a question for us to answer on one of the future podcasts. So feel free to do all that if you would like. And if you would not like, do it anyway, because we need the support.
Please, God.
Yeah, we
Do
need
it,
a bra,
do it
guys.
before we have to make a Patreon.
We also need a bra, because we need the support.
Yeah. We really, like, our breasts are gigantic.
Kenny's alone.
All alone.
So on that note,
I have no
hopefully we'll
comment.
see you next week for the next Wardog Podcast. And until then, stay cool, I guess.
Wow,
Stay
we're not gonna
classy.
make a sign off.
Stay
Bye
classy.
bye.